Hey folks, what's up? Yes, I turned my mic back on. The hell out of here. Um, Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. I don't know. Anyway, folks, look, we've got another great show. Look, Summer of Geek is still rolling on. Excuse me. Um, so much is going on in the world right now, but we're gonna have some fun at this point. But again, topic. It's a lot of fun. I want to talk about it, but I need probably Robert. He's probably Robert. Thank you. You're here. I really do need to change that doorbell, but I'm having way too much fun. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's funny. Look, your topic this week is really cool. Had me brainstorming, brought me back to my childhood, but we need somebody else to help us talk about this. Somebody else. I never get tired of that doorbell. Never change it. Never. Who is Java?
Him.
Yes. Yep. Present. Yes. Okay. Look, Robert's show. This episode, we have to talk about it. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this. I'm so ready. So, Robert, are you ready?
Yep, ready.
Java, are you ready? I don't know why my hands are out like this. I have no idea why. It's very awkward. I don't know what's going on here. But folks, we're gonna have a lot of fun this episode. But as always, we have to have introductions. So we're gonna do that in right about Thank you, folks. Look, so welcome to another episode of the Summer of Geek presented by the Hungry Bleak channel. Excuse me, very much. Thank you. Introduction. So let's get the show on the road. I am Antonio Paras, aka the Hungry Bleak, the hungriest man in the room.
What's up? It is your girl Jabba Chan with the straightest thumbs in the county.
And I am Robert Jeffrey II, Rob the writer in these gaming streets.
Yay. Sorry, I don't know why. I don't know what to do with my hands this episode, apparently. I have no idea what to do with my hands. Nothing seems right. There's nothing's right I'm doing with my hands at all. Nothing. So, but the thing that is right is this topic that Robert can watch. So, Robert, what is today's show about?
Yeah, so today's show is about some of our favorite co-op games, because I'm pretty sure we have like a long list of cooperative games that we love to play. And I thought that since it was blazing hot for like the past couple of weeks, some of us probably were inside, either running single player games or co-op games. So I thought it would be a good time to, discuss this topic or talk about this topic.
Yeah, this is one that kind of brought me back to childhood and was just really fun because we've got everything from arcade to couch co-op to online. The whole smorgasbord, the whole shebang-a-bang, the whole charcuterie board.
Wow.
Things that have a lot of food, and I'm just gonna keep naming myself. But yeah, so let's get this started. We've each got like 5 of our favorites. Very hard list to choose. It's always hard to choose a list of your favorite things. But Jabo, what have you got on your list for a favorite co-op?
I'm actually gonna start with Overwatch / Overwatch 2, however you want to morph it, because that was really I want to say that was like my biggest game I played on PC, even though you can't play it on console, but I was mostly introduced to it on PC for Overwatch. Yeah, you play it on console.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you can. That's why I was like, wait, isn't? I thought I was
you can, but I just got introduced to playing it on PC originally.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, damn, people out here hacking their consoles.
Look, it's been so thrown back where I still actually have like the Overwatch game box that you would have buy from GameStop. That's how old it was.
What you mean with an actual physical disc, not just a code? Topical humor, folks. Topical humor.
Yeah, legit. And I fell in love with it too, because for one thing with Overwatch, like I said, as Antonio, I will play co-op, but I'm like sometimes not the best shooter, give or take, possibly. Depending on the character.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
But I have my favorites, and then especially with them dropping in different collaborations for different themes. Hence, and also not a promo, but still a promo when they did the Avatar: The Last Airbender collab. I'm like, yes, give me my money so I can buy all the skins. And I can have Arisa, who is the robot character, dressed as the best Appa. So I'm like, yes, I'm good to go. And then that's it. And besides, I think if you now look at all the characters now, I feel like they could do another version like Arcane if they wanted to make Overwatch into like a TV show, because they have so many characters. And even like their character like intros are like top tier. Really good.
You just made me want to watch Arcane again, damn it.
You can watch it and cry. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll cry into my chocolate cake that I'll be eating while I watch it. Sure. Robert, what do you got for your favorite? Well, for one of your favorites?
Well, I was going to tag team with Jabba's for a quick minute. One of the things I love about Overwatch, like you said, are the animated shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what got me like more hyped about the lore than actually playing the game, because I suck at PvP. So, but if you can find the shorts on YouTube, definitely they're worth watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as far as my first one, Gears of War 3. I think it came out in 2011, but I came back to this series like hella late as compared to like everybody else. But actually 2 years back, I had a friend who wanted to run all of the Gears games with me that were on Game Pass, like the co-op ones. And I definitely enjoy the first two, but when you get to Gears 3 and it opens up to 4 players, it's one of my best or favorite gaming experiences I've ever had. It's like you have 4 of your friends running, everybody's on the headsets, everybody's taking like the sniper role, I don't know what would you call the tank role, who just runs in and shoots people with with the shotguns. Shout out.
I used to call him Pharaoh, but that's fine.
Yeah, shout out to Machete. And it's just a fun game. It's I think it's continuing the story from the first 2 games with, is it Marcus Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marcus Phoenix, and I can't remember the name of the Gears team that he's with, and you're fighting back against the Locust. So I know more people are more adept at studying the lore than I am, but because I can't remember exactly what the story for this one is, but I will tell you that when you play like 5 or 6 Gears games back to back to back, a lot of the stuff runs together, a lot of chainsawing of locust creatures and all of that. But there's just kind of something about running a game like this with people who enjoy the series, but also get something out of the story. Yeah, so it's I know there are a lot of really awesome third person shooters, and that's another key thing. Third person, I love first person, especially being a Halo fan, but third person shooters that stand out to me, and the cover mechanics in this are really, really fun. But this is getting me hyped for E-Day, which is coming out later this year. But Gears 3 is definitely worth checking out if you have a Game Pass, or if you just want to get, I think you can get the copy of it for like $10 to $12. I mean, it's cheap. It is definitely cheap. So check it out if you love third-person shooters that are set, and it's kind of a space opera. It's set on another planet. So
yeah, that was when I played, I think, the first and second game on. Maybe I played the first. I can't remember which games I played. I played them, and then like my life just took over. But they were so much fun. I loved, my favorite thing in a shooter is when I'm able to actually like take cover. Mm-hmm. It seems like a very simple thing. Yeah. But I love that option of being able to take cover and having like blind fire and something. And that was a game that one of the best things about it, and like one of the best mechanics about it, is that you can take cover. It's important. It's part of the gameplay. Mm-hmm. Like you just don't rush in, what have you, whatever, like you go up. So that was always a fun one for me. And yeah, very different from what I normally like. One of the ones I have to say for me is Dead Island.
Ooh.
Huge fan of that one. I would play that with, actually, I played that with a couple of people. A guy that I used to work with, and who I used to do a show with like years ago. We would play like on Xbox, live, we would play, and I loved it because it was a zombie game, yes. And at the time, I was kind of into like zombie games, especially with like Call of Duty and everything like that. But I love the fact that you could have different weapons, but you could also make your own weapons. Like I had a hot machete. I literally had a hot. This thing was battery operated. It had like hot coils, and when I would strike, it would cut them, but they would also burn. I had like all types of weapons that you could like find different components and make your own weapons. I used to love that, and it was just so cool to be on this island and have different types of zombies coming at you. And I forget the story because it was a long time ago played, but it was just so much fun, and it was one of my first experiences playing online.
Mm-hmm.
And that just made it more fun too, because before that I was like, yeah, I'm not playing online. I'm not a people person to begin with. I don't want to have to talk to people across a headset. Sometimes you just want to play and you just want it to be quiet. You just want to have that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to love playing the game by myself. And then when he was like, oh, I play too. And and that was me going, well, and I actually broke up. I was like, well, would you like to play? And he was like, yeah, sure. So, we played, and it was just one of the most fun times because we would be BSing most of the time that we were playing, but still and well, I wonder what happens if we combine these two things. And he was like, all right, we'll go ahead. I was like, all right. That's how I came up with that hot machete. We were just playing around, just combining stuff. I think there was some type of gun too but I never liked using the gun. I always liked using more like the like hand-to-hand type combat weapons, stuff like that, because it was just so much more fun to me. Like that was just a big thing. So yeah, Dead Island, I think I played the second one too, but the first one was just, like I said, that was one of my first experiences playing online with people, and it was just really cool. So yeah, that was a fun one for me. Yeah, I kind of want to go back and play it, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You can. It's fine.
I can, but I got all these books to read, all these series to watch, all this
you're not
tea to drink. It's there's a lot. There's a lot. But yeah, that was one of my favorites. So Robert, what have you got next for yours?
So next one I have is Overcooked 2. It involves no guns. It involves no, superpowers or anything. It is it is a co-op game, but it is more of like think about like a party game in the vein of something like Mario Party or whatever. But in this one, you are working with your teammates or against your teammates to cook food and then get it out to customers. Yeah, to get it out to customers. And this is a game that will destroy relationships, or it can build them. Some of the most fun that I've had is playing this game with my wife, but then also playing it with my in-laws. And there is so much mayhem that happens because, first of all, the controls. I mean, the controls are easy once you get the hang of it, but then the game starts to pick up like its pace like very fast. So you can burn food, you can throw food away, you can throw food at people's heads, you have a time limit in which to get the food to like the conveyor belt. I think some of the stages are very interactive. So you have one stage where you're trying to run from one raft to another raft, and you could fall into the water with the plate of food that you just cooked, and people are yelling at you as you're doing it. So it is, if you want a game, and you can run it by yourself. I suggest at least running it with two people, because it's more fun. But then also you don't want to continue to lose. But if you can get a group of folks, like if y'all invite a bunch of people over for the barbecue, for a party, a family get together, this is a really good game. I think I have it on the Xbox, and then also we have it up on the Switch. I think it's on all systems. But if you can, I guess it's probably even more fun to run it with people like on the headphones and just be yelling at people, yelling at each other. But Overcooked 2 is one of my favorite party games, and I like to eat and I like to cook. So this is like right up my alley. And the variety of food that you can cook in the game is very, and the stages are very wide and diverse. So I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I think shout out to Joy, because I think she got me playing it, and in my mind I just call it Hell's Kitchen because with Joy, she was just freaking out, and it makes it where she's like, oh my god, it's burning, it's burning. Yep. I'm like, it's like literally Hell's Kitchen. If anybody's watched that TV show, you know what the stakes are, and it gets so chaotic. So yes, that is a good co-op game.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't think I've played that. I've played Cooking Mama.
Okay.
I played that one too, yeah.
I know I played that one. That's why Overcooked, I was like, wait, that kind of... But I don't think Cooking Mama was a co-op game. I think that was... Maybe you could go up against someone out there?
I think I know they came out, I think, on like with a couple versions of Cooking Mama.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a whole line of those. I was like, yeah, what the hell? But I remember like there were a couple of them, but I remember like Overcooked was one of them. I love the fact that I would just be in the background like Gordon Ramsay, like, what is this? What? How did you cook this? What? This is rare. This is terrible.
It's bloody raw.
Send it back.
And then he kicks it across the the field.
It's just horrific. But now I want to play because that sounds awesome. Java, what have you got for one of your faves?
Okay, so one of my faves is actually the start of my PlayStation 3 collection, and I'm gonna say it, and then I'm gonna say the correct term. I'm gonna say the correct name: Little Man Eater, aka Little Big Planet. Because at the time, my mom was giving me the PS3 as a Christmas gift, and she didn't remember what the name of the game was, so she kept on saying Little Man Eater, and I'm like, "What are you talking about, Little Man Eater? Legit." Bless her heart. She was trying to get me, like, games for Christmas, because she got me that one and she got me Uncharted. But she literally called it Little Man Eater, and that's our inside joke.
I love it.
Black mamas will get you stuff and will just jack up the name as much as possible.
And it's like it's not like it's hard. It's like just Little Big Planet. She's like, no, Little Man Eater. I'm like, okay.
All of professional wrestling is WWE. You still watch that WWE, baby? Or it's AEW? Well, is that part of it? Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, but no, Little Big Planet, especially because one, it was just a lighthearted game. There really wasn't much craziness to the story. Soundtrack was obviously a bop, and I think what really got to me, because when I got it, maybe like my first year out of school for like college, so like a lot of my friends were like, either like still across the country, so that's like the only way I could communicate, actually like playing online, because like my first time really playing online with people. And I think what really kicked it off is I think I was playing online with one of my best friends, and obviously they don't tell you all the mechanics in the game, you just figure it out. All of a sudden he just moves his joystick and smacks the crap at me, and it makes like significant sound. I'm sitting like, dude, I'm like, what'd you do? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, hold on, let me try. Whack. Literally for 5 minutes. Abuse. Back and forth. And another reason why I liked it, because this was like the Minecraft before Minecraft had like the different worlds where you could like build stuff, because everybody's making like their own levels, and they got creative. Like I think a lot of people used was from like Final Fantasy VII when they reenact when Sephiroth killed Aerith. I'm like, damn, like we really gonna go there? And I think they also incorporated Gears as well. So like they were doing like all different fandoms into the game, which was fun. And also, let's not forget, you get the costumes, because I like the fashions.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely Little Man Eater, a Little Big Planet, was one of my games.
Refuse, and I will not. Yeah, this was one of the most. I remember going over my best friend's in-law's house, and his brother-in-law was playing the game. Yeah, his brother was playing the game, and I think like the PS3 had just come out, and they were playing it, and I was like, "Oh, is this that game?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I was watching it. I was watching it play. I was like, "Yo, this is dope." And he was like, "It's like a multiplayer, like you can play along." I was like, "Okay, cool." We had the best time because I didn't know anything about it, and it's just a puzzle like aspect of it, mixed with platform, mixed with making your own thing, and it was so fun to play something that wasn't. Because I brought over my Xbox one time, and we played Halo, and it got real. It got diabolically, dastardly real. I'm gonna be honest, it got real, and but it was so fun, but it got a little too real for some people, and they was like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm good. So that was fun. I always loved the fact of the way it looked. The look of it was different for me too. Having what was the lead character's name?
Sackboy.
Yeah, Sackboy. Thank you. Like just having him have like that, like that burlap sack kind of skin, and then having different skins and seeing how they were was just really cool. It was something that just made me love looking at a game, like just looking at like the graphics of it and how it could just look so beautiful and so amazing, and how it had come so far from like Atari and 8-Block and such like excuse me, 8-bit, such like that.
Yeah.
So that was always cool. So yeah, that's a great one. Damn.
I'm gonna go listen to the soundtrack again.
Yeah, that's true. Damn. Can't be out here playing all these all these games. I got games I got to finish. I can't.
You could go back and forth, maybe.
I mean, I got to go to work too. It's crazy.
What's work? Who needs work?
I mean, my laundry says I need work.
Fair.
I'm not walking around with laundryless clothes. That's crazy. It's crazy. Robert, what's another one that you got?
So for me, I think the next one would be the Division 2. I know I skipped the whole Division 1, but the Division 2 was the one that really kind of got my interest between the two. I think like no shade to New York City, but there was something about the game being set in DC, different, kind of a different environment, at least in a game that I had never played a game in DC. So I love the map. I love the city. I really enjoyed the continuation of the story because I'm a big Tom Clancy fan. So like the kind of action political thriller side of things with the lore. Because I think like the first game is there's a virus that is released into the population, and then everything basically goes to HE double hockey sticks. And so you're part of this group called the Division, which is activated to help, I guess, take the country back or, fight these various factions. As we said with the Gears of War series, the cover mechanics in the Division 2 are insane, like to the point where it feels like you're in an action movie. I think there is kind of a little there. To me, there's much more freedom, and maybe because it's open world with the Division 2 versus the Gears games. I love Gears, but Gears is more linear in terms of where you can go. And I think E-Day is actually going to be a little bit more open from what I've heard. But Division is just like, you can go anywhere. You can hide behind anything. You can slide to any car like you're in an action movie. You can use a drone. You can use a turret. And one of the big things about the game is like it feels as if it's an MMORPG, but your party size is limited to 4 unless you're playing like certain games like I think it's Escalation or Raids or is one of the types. But when you can get at least 3 people, and once again, shout out to Machete and Gene, and you run that on like a hard or challenging level, those firefights are some of the most like when we finish them, we are like, oh God. And like that was a lot. Like the action is very fast and in fact fast and furious. And it's a fun game, and the customization, building the different building the different builds can give you different perks and all of that. That's something that I'm still learning about the game. But if there's just one game that I want to go in and just kind of do like a shoot 'em up type of deal, this is it. The Division, and they give a lot of content with each of the seasons, which is something that I'm kind of new to, getting a season pass, building XP so I can get different things. So I don't know. I'm very excited to see where the game goes. The second one is still fun, but I definitely am interested in seeing what the third game is going to be like, and hopefully sometime within the next couple of years. But the second one, definitely worth checking out. I think it's constantly on sale it seems like, or you can go into like a GameStop and get it for like $5. And I think like $5 to $10, and for $5 to $10, you get your money's worth. So yeah, it's a fun, really, really fun game. But like I said, if you can get a team of 3 or 4, it is excellent.
Yeah, that's a fun. I've played both, and the franchise it is really fun. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot of story is really cool, but like I said, the intense firefights when you can go around when you're like uh liberating an area,
Yeah.
going into doing like this, you going up against like bosses will just be walking around the street like with a minigun or a flamethrower, having the different weapons and being able to level up, customization as well from clothing. It's a lot going on, and having people, and you can even like just like it'll have an alert that'll say this player needs help.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can choose whether you want to go help that person or not, and then you can end up maybe playing with somebody like for a whole mission, like helping them through whatever, or you just end up having somebody who you end up just being a part of their clan, or y'all just make your own clan, or like whatever it is. So that's a great one where you can like end up meeting other players who might have the same style to you, or game philosophy, or might be or whose style can possibly complement yours and have a lot of fun and start something. So that one's a fun one. Intense at times, definitely intense at times, but it can be fun, and there's so many details in there that you'll get lost possibly. And so many areas that you can go to.
And one of the things I was going to suggest is this is just like Overwatch, because like with Overwatch, I bought like the books, the comics, but specifically the lore for the Division. They have really good novels and really good comic books. So it's in it, and I think it's like not something that is separate from the game. It actually ties into the events of the game. Of the lore of the actual video game. So it helps to kind of grow it even more outside of just like, you going around and shooting. And the Coney Island haunted house part of one of the missions in the game, one of my favorites, because I love haunted houses, and you're just shooting people in a haunted house. So it's pretty fun.
Have you played yet, Java?
Division 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started it, and I think I was telling you about when it was at like a reasonable price. At one point when you told me and I bought it, I'm like, yeah, it's slow, because that's when I couldn't get on to Destiny, which I will get into on my next turn.
Yes.
But I did play the first Division. I would say one thing I like about these games when like they do real places is like the accuracy for it.
Yeah.
Whereas like they're really good. Where like you don't want to say like, oh, this is like New York, and you're at like a freaking beach that looks like Hawaii, but I'm like, this is not New York. Okay, it's definitely not New York. But I do like the accuracy that they have for it, though. I still have to get into it more, especially with like Destiny with its future of how it's going to be. That'll probably be like my next like hop on, and then I'll work my way up to get some stuff. So yeah.
That's cool. Speaking of Destiny and the news that we got for Destiny, I'm gonna go with the game that people have been jumping to now, because since Destiny is going to be going away, is Warframe. Warframe is a free-to-play game with in-purchase in-game, and it's similar to Destiny. I think when I was just kind of a casual player of Destiny, and I wasn't playing Destiny 2 really. I had bought it, but I wasn't playing it. I was playing Warframe, and I was having so much fun with that because of the style and the look and the different colors and characters and weapons, and it's just this beautiful hodgepodge of characters that it's a free-to-play third-person shooter, but also you have melee weapons. You'll have different missions. And you'll have different warframes, which are like your exoskeleton, let's say, that you're able to wear. And they'll have different abilities, but you can always upgrade. You can buy different ones. You can upgrade your weapons. You can buy some weapons. Like I said, it's a really fun game. And I used to play with a friend of mine, because I wasn't really much of a playing person like that, like playing with people. And I was like, oh, do you want to play? And she was like, yeah. And we would just play like late at night, like we would play. And she was horrible at these games. It was fun. But we just had so much fun playing it. So she would be running off doing God knows what. And I literally have no idea what. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to go over here." And I'm like, "I don't think that's part of okay." And I would just go over there and like be her bodyguard so she wouldn't like die. And she would be, I don't know what the hell she was doing, but we just had fun playing the game because it was just something that was cool. And the look of it, I loved the look of the character, something that was futuristic. I want to say it's set in space. I'm
Yeah.
not sure like the particular name of the planet would have, but it's like different worlds, different planets, and it just has this beautiful feel and vibe to it. It's just there, and the fact that people are going to this game now, because it's still having updates, it still has stuff that you can do, still has missions, it's still running, and I was like, damn, this game has been going for over 10 years.
Yeah.
I want to say,
Yeah.
and it's still going strong, and maybe even stronger now because of the Destiny. And you knew people were playing Destiny, but you didn't know it was to that point where people are like, yeah, like we're jumping over to Warfare now, see what's going on over there, and the game has been like rejuvenated in a lot of people's eyes, and I think that's beautiful. So Warframe, like I said, free to play. There are in-game purchases if you want to upgrade some things. But it's a fun game, and the look of it, like I said, the look of it is just futuristic, almost alien. The exosuits, but you just have a fun time whether you want to be third-person shooter, whether you want third-person melee. It's a good time, and it's free. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's free. It's definitely free. Oh no! Wait, it's free 99. I'm sorry. It's free 99. Yeah, it's free.
Is it free?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question, Java. Yeah, it's free.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah, this was one I would just recommend. Even if you just go and just to look at it, it's just they're just so cool looking. I love that sleek, futuristic, alien mesh of looks. I just cool to me. Like something out of if what's his name? If Del Toro did Dune,
Mhm.
it's got that kind of feel to it. Yeah.
Nice.
Damn, I gotta go play this now too. It's a horrible episode for myself. Jabba, what have you got?
Okay, so I'm already gonna throw it in there. It's my baby Destiny. Just the franchise itself.
Mhm.
Because obviously you got the 1 and the 2. But yeah, I would say Destiny was a big part for me playing online, especially playing online either like by myself or in person. And also it kind of drove me to playing Destiny versus playing Final Fantasy 14. The only factor was because you had to pay for their subscription while I'm already paying PlayStation Plus to play Destiny. I'm like, no, I'm not paying an additional subscription to play online. So I'm like, I'm just gonna play Destiny because I'm already paying for it and call it a day. And that was definitely like from the start of it because one, you get to customize characters, and as you know, I like my fashions, so it was a plus. And then it's just like you said, like with Warframe, like you just like you'll do the missions, but then you can just like randomly go somewhere, like, oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? Oh no, there's a boss. There's a boss I didn't mean to activate. My bad. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And then especially I want to say Destiny, and especially Destiny 2, was a game that helped me through breakup and through COVID. Because honestly, Destiny made me meet you.
Yeah. Destiny is like one of the bigger games, and it definitely helped me out. Like COVID, I think COVID was when people really started looking for that connection. People were looking for it. Like they even had sales. They was specifically said on PSN, they were like, hey, co-op games. They knew what was happening. They were like, look, people need a connection. People need to and they're downloading the games instead of going into stores because again, COVID. Everything was shut down basically, literally. So yeah, that Destiny is one of the big, regardless of what jokes we might, or shade we might throw at Bungie or what have you with this game helped out a lot of people. This game helped me through a very rough time in my life when I did not know literally what was happening on a couple of different fronts. And going into Destiny and just just playing and just being there, whether I was playing with Jabba, whether I was just kind of just in my own head, doing things, or whether it was like just a big group effort with all of us and our
Mhm.
clan. It was one of those games where you're just like, yeah, beautifully stunning. Love seeing people's names. The names
Yes.
are still ridiculous.
It's between the names and the glitches in the game.
Okay, yeah, because
Which,
seeing people walk around with no heads for no reason at all, like the head did, like they were teleported down, but the head didn't make it.
nope.
The head was still in the ether. Yeah.
And no, nobody wasn't a headless horseman as like their costume. It was just legit. You had no head, or you had your heads, but on somebody else's screen you didn't have your head.
Yeah,
Because we had those times happen where I'm like, no, I see your head, but like, no, my head's not there.
So I was more of a casual, like just I would go on like the field trips with my friends.
Mhm.
And one of the things that they would joke about is that I would stop in the middle of a level and then look around at the design, just the level design, and I'd be like, wow, let me take some pictures. And then like gunfire is like erupting around us, and I'm like taking pictures and having fun. But that was one, yeah, like that was me. Like, and it was like every stage felt like it was telling a story, right?
Mhm.
And the thing that I loved about the game, even though I didn't play it as frequently, especially the second one, is that you could tell that there was a richness to it. There was richness to the story that's being told, the way you could even play the game, the enemies that you were going against. And like I said, I think, like I said, I would hear the lore as we're like running through the game, and it was just fun. It's a very, very awesome game. Like I wanted to hop over, like when you got to Earth, I wanted to hop over the edge and go down to that little city. And then I was like, oh, okay, I just died. But like
Yeah,
at least I tried, right? So but yeah.
and also with it being I'm sorry.
Oh no, no.
Also with it being like a big MMO and like everybody joined, especially the game catered to the fans even when we start to lose people within the game. So like RP to Lance Redrick. So like they even gave him like his moment. And, like even when that happened, like we were all there standing in silence against Zavala because that's who he voiced. And it's like, we're sorry. Like it was like the Destiny community made like a whole funeral for his passing. I think for like a good like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
So it was like to see, and I mean I've seen that in other games too, but the fact that like I've been a part of like the franchise and I understand it. And also shout out rank 27, power level 549. If you know, you know. But no, I really do appreciate this game. And like the people that we've met, like we've had like bootleg Christmas parties where it's like we're gonna bake some cookies and just like sit at the in the tower and just BS the entire time, and that'll be it.
You hit the word exactly. It's a community, and that's what you really want to see from like a big co-op, game, or is to see that love. When you see a line of Titans, like Guardians, like Titans, like a whole bunch of Guardians in their Titan class bowing down to Zavala after Lance had passed. And I don't do Titan. I'm a hunter. That's just the way that I play. But I stood and I was like, this is a beautiful moment for such a tragic passing, and it was just one of those things where I don't know. It was just like you had to be there. It was like one of those you had to be there things. Sometimes I don't really get when people I get when people say, I go, all right, but then I go, oh no, yeah, you really did have to be there to see that. It was really beautiful. It was cool. It was enriching, and it showed you, yeah, there are some games where you can have all these massive players from all over the world, and it can still be a beautiful thing, and not have a whole bunch of like jerks or what have you, or racists or bigots or whatever yelling into the mic. You can have moments and it's beautiful. Yeah. So that definitely was, that was cool. Just think about like how getting into Destiny was just really cool for me. Just awesome. I'm gonna throw one out there really that I love. And it's Team Sonic Racing. So much fun. I know it seems silly for Sonic to be in a car when he's faster than the car. I don't care. I don't
Is
care.
it?
It's like when Spider-Man had a car, or when I think didn't Aquaman at one time have like a some type of sea vehicle that he used, something like that. And I'm like, shut up, whatever. So I have fun with this because it's a racing game, but you can have like a team, and you have Sonic, Knuckles, you have Shadow, you have like all those characters, even like a couple of enemies, and you can have them as a team while you're playing. I love the courses; they're just fun, brightly lit. Uh, the music is playing in the back. It's the opposite of me going and playing like Dead Island, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
or The Division. This is something so light, and sometimes you just need something that is light, that is fun, that is just, like that type of game that makes you go. And yes, sometimes I do not like racing games because they frustrate the hell out of me. I'm looking at you, Midnight Club. Um, I'm looking at you, Need for Speed. Those games get because you'll be right at you, you're right there, and then all of a sudden, somebody comes up, and you're like, "What? Where the what? What? I had that." And then, as we all would say, cheating ass game, obviously. Because that's what games do. But I love the fact that you can play as a team, and you have different um like classes as far as the racing. Like you'll have like your tank, you'll have your speedster, you'll have your all around, you'll
Mhm.
have all these different things, and you're able to combat and help your players. And yes, there is combat in there. It's not on the level of a Mario Kart because we want people to have fun. Y'all be ready to die over Mario Kart and them shells. Oh God,
Shout out
that's
to
why.
Luigi with the death stare, Billy. Like,
Really, like really. But this is just a fun one, very light, beautiful, and yeah. Sometimes I like to just have a fun game of just racing and cartoonish fun and these just really cool Sonic characters. So that's fun for me. If you have it, I definitely recommend. I think there are two. There's a one and a two. I
Yeah.
haven't played two. I played one. Either way, have fun with it. Truthfully. So, what's your next choice, Robert?
So for me, last minute change. It's, I'm going with World War Z. My goal was to try to keep this list. Well, I was trying to keep the list zombie free, but one of the things that y'all mentioned when it came to Destiny was COVID. So with World War Z, uh, during COVID, there were three games. One of them is on another one of our lists, so I'm not going to mention that. But World War Z and two other games were games that we were stuck in a house playing, and we just me and a group of friends ran World War Z religiously. That and Outriders. Outriders was the second one, but World War Z is more set in the setting of the movie and brings in elements of the novel. But basically, it's a third person shooter where you're running around fighting zombies. You're shooting zombies, and you're going. The thing that I also love about it is that each location or each mission location is around the world. So you're not just in the United States, you're going to Japan, you're going to, I think you go to like the Middle East or Israel, you go to Russia, um, even a cruise boat that leaves Japan, and New York City. Yeah, there's a bunch of different missions, and the game came out I think like in 2018 or 2019, and it's still holding strong. I'm surprised that they have not released a sequel for it, but one of the things that they keep doing is just releasing additional, they call them episodes, and the latest one was actually set within the world of The Walking Dead. So you're actually in Atlanta playing as Michonne, Rick, um, Darrow, and Negan for some reason. Negan got excessively irritating throughout the mission for me. I just never been a fan. But if you like zombie shooters, if you love third person shooters, there you don't have the cover mechanic with this one. Um, it's worth checking out. It is, like I said, it's another game that you can find cheap because it's been out so long. And it is a fun game to run with other friends. And like I said, this is one that got us through COVID. I actually used to run it live with Dedrin and another friend of ours named Tanya on we run like Twitch games, the Horde mode. And yeah, I kind of miss it. We don't play it as much, but yeah, it was definitely one of my favorites.
It's one of those games that you hope you can go back to in a couple years and refreshes, and you just get it. You can fall back in love with the game, and you can also just enjoy it like that. Like I always love games you can come back to a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3, depending on what's going on as far as software and such and tech, and just dive right into it, fall back in love, and it's just even better like the second time around. That's always cool for a game. Jabba, what's your next one?
So I'm gonna do what Robert did, last minute switch. Ooh, because we already talked about enough zombies. So I'm gonna do one that's a good light heart one. I'm gonna do the Simpsons arcade.
Oh wow!
Because I remember growing up as a kid, we would always go to the skate rink, and they would have a slew of games like this little area for the arcade setup. It would be like either Marvel vs. Capcom, I think Tekken at the time, and then it would be The Simpsons. And like between all three of the games I would play, of course, but like I at least have to have like one touch of Simpsons just one time. And I would maybe only get like one other person to play with me at the time, but the fact that like you have like the whole family play together as a group was fun, especially the mini games. You can never go wrong with the mini games, which I loved. Never finished the game, but I was always one game I always like go back and enjoy playing, at least trying to like whatever high score I could get at the time before I died.
Who was your favorite character?
I used Bart.
It was either Lisa for me because she had the jump rope that you could just smack people up the side of the head with, or Marge because she I don't know. There's just something about like
vacuum cleaner. It's
her vacuum cleaner, right?
Yeah. I forgot about that game. That was I used to love playing as Bart because didn't Bart hit people with a skateboard? Yeah. I used to dig on that game. And I didn't know what the hell it was about, didn't care. I just knew that I got to play as the Simpsons. And at the time, I was a huge Simpsons fan. Like, I watched I actually want to go back and rewatch all of the Treehouse of Horror episodes because I haven't watched the show in like 20, 30 years. But those episodes are just always so great and so awesome. That's a really great arcade. Okay, so hopping onto the arcade bandwagon, I'm going to say X-Men. I think that was my favorite, first co-op. Yes. For me, being able to play as the children of the Atom, being able to play as Cyclops, Storm, Wolverine, Colossus, Dazzler, or Nightcrawler, I want to say.
Yep, that's it.
I think those were the characters. Was awesome because I was such a smorgasbord again of the different characters. If you had that game today, the screen would be so full of different characters that you could play. And I loved it. I would usually like go into the arcade because there was an arcade near me at the mall. It was across from the Orange Julius. That's a deep cut. Orange juice and hot dogs? Yeah, that sounds about right. What? Came up with that? That's such a wild combination. Orange juice and hot dog. So weird. Anyway, yeah, but I used to go in there, pop in a quarter. Like I would have like $10. So obviously I'd go and I get a $10 roll of quarters, obviously. And I would just play. And my best friend might be there. He might be playing with me, or he might be playing another game. But I love the fact sometimes somebody would just walk up and they would just pop in a quarter and they would help you.
Yeah.
They would help you play and you would have so much fun playing between the characters. And, being able to go through and playing I believe the enemy was the Brotherhood of
Evil Mutants.
Of Evil Mutants.
Yeah.
And I think I remember playing against Blob. Yeah. I want to say Blob or Toad. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
And just having a ball with this game and being able to play these characters who I loved reading in the books. And just that, it was just such a fun game. And the arcade experience, sometimes I really do miss that experience. I really miss the idea of going into this place that's full of games, playing and having fun, and there's a camaraderie. You didn't need to speak like the person might go, "Okay, if I pop in, you go, yeah," and it was when you were getting your ass beat, obviously. So yeah, and they come in to help you, and you just have a great time with it. So yeah, X-Men, the arcade is just yeah that one will always have my heart. All right, so for our last choices, real quick, Robert, what you got?
I'm going to go with another game that brought me together with my current group of gamer friends and I guess IRL, as the kids say, friends. Star Trek Online. Star Trek, like I said, last year I'm bringing them back to zombies and Star Trek. First of all, this is a game that is free to play. It is now on console and it's also on PC. It started off on PC. It's also on PC. But one of the greatest things about this is, as a huge Star Trek fan, you get a chance to uh, play in the playground or the sandbox of a franchise that we all love. And the developer that has been working on this game for like 10 years plus, they know their Trek, and it's actually the first and I think only MMORPG that I've actually run um, since I started running games. But it is it's action packed. You can go on, have space battles. You can customize your characters. You can do whatever. Like, there are more people more well steeped in like the MMORPGs than I am. But for me, just being able to uh, get my own starship and name it Mine to Avenge or name it USS Layla. Oh yeah, no, if you want ships that are titled after books that I've written, I've done it. So I mean, I have no qualms about that. But the other thing is being able to meet up with characters and go to places that you've heard about or that you've seen in Trek. When I went to like the gravesite of the Battle of Wolf 359, the first time, in Star Trek Next Generation, that's where the Borg and the Federation fought. And you can see the busted up ships. It's essentially a graveyard. And then when I went to Deep Space Nine in the game, I almost lost my shit. Because this is a game, that's a TV series that I love. So they give you that ability to basically be a part of these stories that you've grown up loving and watching for all eras of Trek. And it's just a fun game to play. It's a fun, like I said, MMORPG, and it's a great co-op adventure. So like I always say, shout out to James and Mac. We were running that back like shit. Excuse my language, 2017. Like for like a couple of years. Like we had a really good, really fun time. And to your point, Jabba, what you were mentioning about the memorial for Lance Reddick in Star Trek, when you go to the starbase that's above Earth, they have a plaque which has the names and the birth and death dates of all of the major actors who have passed on. It is a beautiful remembrance. But yeah, if you're a Star Trek fan and if you love gaming, definitely try Star Trek Online and get a group of friends to run it with. It's really, really fun.
What have you got, Jabba, for your last choice?
All right, my last one, even though I did mention a little bit of it, is definitely going to be Final Fantasy 14. I have played it. I just didn't have money to be continuously playing it because the girl's broke. But now I got a little more money, I can start playing it some more. But I do like, just like with Destiny, and like I would even throw it in like with Star Trek, it's just the community of it. And also, let's not forget, like, the certain events that you could get for certain things. Because I think there's one where I think I got like a fat chocobo. And I think shout out to Payne and Laura Kabuto for helping me get it. I'm like, I want the big one. I want the chunky boy. So like, give me the chunky boy. And they helped me get it. And then I was able to ride off into the sunset with everybody else. And especially with all the updates. So I think also in the Final Fantasy community, I think they also lost another person, and they had like a this like maybe like a few years back, where they even had their own farewell to said person, which was also a cool thing. So like I said, there's a lot of community in there. And I'll probably be getting back onto that probably by the end of the year, so who knows?
That's definitely worth it. For me, excuse me. My last one is a series that I wasn't like. I played it, but I wasn't really that into it until it came back, which is Streets of Rage 4.
Mm.
Um,
Yes.
just fun, beautiful. Just there's no if you're a fan of like um Double Dragon and
Mhm.
like there was like at some point there were a genre of those games where it was just we just walk in and beating people up. That's
Yep.
it. We just walk in, beating people up. We might go into a sewer, we might go into a subway or somewhere, but we're just walking and beating people up basically. Might pick up some food off the ground, might pick up a knife or a bat, something, but we're just beating people up, literally. And it's just so fun because it is that. It's just I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to think about puzzle elements. No, the only puzzle element I got to think is how am I going to get the five fingers to say to the face. That's all I got to think about. That's it. And I love the fact that it unlocks different characters. Like I started using, I forgot the character's name, but it's one of the bosses. You ended up getting him, and
So,
he's somebody's father. I forgot whose father he is. Um,
with
but
Cherry's father?
might be.
Yeah, the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love using him. He's more my style, like because I love using a black character, obviously. Um, but it's so much fun. I love the fact that it was uh we got a sequel and to bring that like I talked about like 8-bit and stuff like that, those
Yeah.
games to bring it into the forefront, still keeping that vibe, but just being so dope and looking so cool. I absolutely love it. It's fun and it's a bit challenging because sometimes we forget what it was like to play games back then.
Yeah.
You got maybe 3 lives,
Yep.
no saves.
Hmm.
If that, you had to keep going. You got to put on the cartridge. There was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of, and this ain't like this is straight up like Gen X had it rough when it came to games, but we appreciate things so much. But that's one that I truly love is Streets of Rage 4. Like I said, it's just fun, beautiful, and it just harkens back to that time of can you beat my ass? So
Yeah.
sometimes you can, and you got to go break a vase to go find some food so you can try and beat their ass some more. And you hoping it's a big plate of food, not a small one. Like there's a lot going on. Now I'm hungry. It's crazy. So, folks, that's been a show. Look, there are so many co-op games that we enjoy that we love. But what are some of your favorites? What are ones that make you feel good? What are ones that are kind of like comfort games for you too? What are ones that you like having with your families, friends, loved ones, what have you? What are ones where you've possibly maybe found new friends or even fallen in love with somebody across the interwebs playing a game? It's possible, it's totally possible. So yeah, go enjoy that game. So on that note, folks, this has been another episode of our Summer of Geek. We'll be back next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where it's my turn to pick the topic.
Ooh.
It was me, Dio. It was me all along. Anyway, on that note, I cannot. I for some reason that guy pisses me off so much. It just oh god, I can't. Anyway, look, this has been another episode. Thank you so very much for being here, folks. As remember, always drink your water, take your vitamins, take your meds for whatever it is, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental ailment. We want you to be the best you can be. I am Antonio Pomarzo, aka the Hungry Bleak, the hungriest man in the room.
This is your girl Jabba with the straightest thumbs in the space area, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. What's my best? What's my community? Okay, community. Let's do with that.
And I'm Rob the Rider on Xbox.
There you go. Folks, have a good evening. Be safe, and we will see you next time. Shalom.